Hi. Okay, so not only am I a big Pokemon collector, cards that we like to whisper over here, and of course Marvel Rivals, but lately Lorcana, Disney Lorcana trading cards. It's a game also. I looked into it and it's a really fun game, and now I'm like so into them. I already opened two other packages and they're fun. They have some awesome visuals, awesome art. So I wanted to know the lore behind the game. What was the game about? So it's like I obviously looked it up, but let's do it in a whisper tone. So here it is. Here. The sound of ink swirling, shimmering, alive. Long ago, in the hidden chamber, known only as the Great Illuminary, ancient scribes discovered a magic unlike any other living ink. This was no ordinary pigment. It pulsed with memory, emotion, story. Each drop carried echoes of courage, wonder, heartbreak, and triumph from tales across countless worlds. These scribes, called Illumineers, were chosen not for power, but for imagination. They had the gift to bring characters from beloved stories into reality, not flesh and bone, but glimmers, spiritual reflections of those heroes, villains, and dreamers we know so well. The ink, when bound by will and heart, gives rise to glimmers of Simba, who still roars for his kingdom. Elsa, who walks the ice between fear and freedom. Merlin, who bends the very fabric of logic and magic. And yes, even the goons whispering shadows of Maleficent's wrath. But something changed. One day, a ripple surged through the ink, a distortion. Tales began bleeding into one another. Characters awakened in places they did not belong. The wardrobe guarded a frozen gate, while Rapunzel wandered enchanted markets filled with clocks and hats. This was no longer just inkwork. It was a living realm, expanding and splintering, guided by lore and threatened by the forgetting. Now the Illuminators must forge decks not just for delight, but to protect the realm, to quest, to resist, to restore balance to the glimmers and keep the stories from unraveling into oblivion. Do you feel it now? The shimmer on the edges of your mind? That's the ink calling you, dear listener. Alright, so here's the first card that I got from that one deck. Pongo, the Loyal Protector, old Rascal. In the Inkbound realms, where the sky hums with unwritten lullabies and time curls in circles, there walks a dog unlike any other. Pongo, a glimmer drawn from a tale of spotted pups and boundless love, emerged not as a warrior, but as a guardian, crafted from amber ink. He carries with him the warmth of home, the fierce instinct to protect, and the deep, steady loyalty that binds family beyond blood or paper. But here, in this realm, his story echoes differently. He roams the edges of fractured kingdoms, ever alert, ever listening. His eyes, soft but sharp, see through his illusions. His bark, rare, but when it comes, it shakes the shadows back into silence. They say, when a young glimmer is lost, confused by the mixing of worlds, Pongo finds them. He leads them home. He waits by the gates of broken dreams, nose to the wind, tail flicking with patience until they return. And should danger creep from the forgotten corners, he does not hesitate. He leaps. Because even a world stitched by ink and wonder, where queens and monsters clash, sometimes the truest hero wears spots and walks on four paws. You're safe now. Pongo is near. Next, Simba the protective cub. Close your eyes. Do you feel that? The warmth, the sun-kissed ink that flickers like firelight behind your eyelid, that's amber ink again. And with it comes a glimmer, still learning how to roar. Simba, the protective cub, was pulled from a chapter of wide eyes, wobbly paws, and dreams too big for the sky. He is young here, not yet a king, but within him lies the weight of legacy and the heartbeat of a protector in bloom. When he emerged in the Illuminary, his first instinct wasn't pride. It was to shield, to stand beside, to guard the small and the scared, even if his own heart still trembled with uncertainty. He watches other glimmers with wonder. Mad Hatter's nonsense confuses him. Elsa's chill startles him, and Merlin makes his head spin with riddles. But Simba learns. He always learns. Every time he sees someone falter, every time fear creeps in, he steps forward. Just a cub, yes, but the kind that stands in front of danger. Fur bristled, teeth bared, heart burning. You'll often find him near others in battle, his gaze locked, his stance firm, not because he seeks glory, but because deep inside he remembers the sound of a father's voice and the feeling of a kingdom at peace. The ink does not rush his growth, it lets him become. But one day, when the stars align and the ink swirls just right, that roar will shake the world. For now, he is your shield, your cub, Simba, the protector. Can you hear it? The low groan of old hinges, the scent of cedar and lavender. The ink stirs and something ancient awakens. The wardrobe is not simply furniture. In the Inkbound realms, she is a glimmer of sanctuary and spectacle, drawn from sapphire ink where elegance and intellect entwine. Her form is regal, carved with the flourish of forgotten artisans. But don't let her floral trim or polished doors fool you. She is a guardian, a strategist, a silent witness to the turning pages of history. In her drawers, secrets are folded neatly beside capes of royalty. In her silence, she listens to what glimmers fear to speak aloud, and when needed, she opens, not just to clothe, but to shield, to hide, to transform. They say when a young glimmer loses their sense of self, frayed between worlds, they find her. Her doors crack open, and the wardrobe offers more than just a disguise. She offers identity, possibility, a moment to breathe. In battle, she does not charge. She stands firm, unshakable. And if you dare to harm those under her care, she will collapse upon you like a fortress of silk and steel. She is the wardrobe, and she remembers everything. Listen close. Beneath the silk, beneath the jewels, beneath the booming fanfare, there walks a glimmer with a secret. Prince Ali Ababwa, or so the scrolls declare, rides into the Inkbound realms on the back of an elephant, summoned from memory and mirage. His parade, his dazzling, his smile unshakable, his legend larger than life. But within the ink, illusions shimmer differently, drawn from both sapphire for wit and planning and emerald for adaptability and charm. Prince Ali is a glimmer forged from hope, masquerading as confidence. He plays the part, a prince with riches, armies, and tales stitched in gold. But his true strength lies beneath the costume. He is Aladdin, still clever, scrappy, a seeker of truth, and a master of survival. In this realm of reshuffled stories and tangled lore, Prince Ali drifts between places. In this realm of reshuffled stories and tangled lore, Prince Ali drifts between palaces and ruins. He knows how to trick a spell, dodge a curse, and steal a moment of peace from chaos. The genie's magic faded, but his spirit ever burning. He's fought beside Elsa on frostbitten peaks, traded riddles with the Mad Hatter under a violent moon, and in quiet moments, when the glimmer dims, he removes the turban, the sash, the name, and for a breath, he's just Aladdin again. No matter what the ink called them, this glimmer knows the truth. Worth isn't granted. It's earned, even in a world made of magic and memory. Ah, yes. Careful now. The moment you speak his name, the ink reacts. Books shuffle. Time. And somewhere a fish dreams of becoming a man again. Merlin, glimmer of sapphire and steel, does not wait for permission. He appoints himself wherever wisdom is needed or where chaos is just a bit too boring. Drawn from tangled timelines and spellwork scribbled in the margins of forgotten scrolls, this Merlin isn't simply a wizard. He's a walking paradox, a mentor by force, a meddler by nature, and a friend, whether you asked for one or not. He arrived in the Inkbound realm in a puff of blue logic and stubborn stars, not summoned. Insistent. The story needs a guide, he declared, preferably one with impeccable robes and a sharp mind. Thank you. Now he wanders, teaching, correcting, bewildering. He turned a lost Mad Hatter into a focused spellcrafter. Briefly, he taught Simba the mathematical principles of and he once challenged the wardrobe to a debate on ethical enchantment. It lasted 5 days and 2 teacups exploded. But beneath the quirks and long-winded riddles, Merlin guards something sacred. He believed in the potential of glimmers. He believed stories can change, not just repeat. And he will rearrange time itself if it means helping a hero rise before they fell. So if you hear a distant cough, a spark, a mumble about teaspoons or squirrels, he's already here. Merlin, mentor, mayhem. Okay, high above the ink-soaked trees in a tower no longer caged by stone, a glimmer sings to the sky. And the sky answers, Rapunzel, born of light and longing, is not simply the girl with golden hair. In the ink-bound realms, she is a thread of hope woven from amber and sapphire, a healer, a dreamer, and a fighter of quiet defiance. She didn't fall into the realm. She radiated into it. Her hair, no longer bound to fairy tale roles, glows with memory and meaning. It can mend a shattered glimmer or wrap around broken lore and stitch it whole again. She speaks gently, but with the confidence of someone who's faced isolation, manipulation, and still chosen kindness. Glimmers come to her when they're unraveling, not for battle, but for balm. Yet, don't be mistaken. If danger looms, she won't hide behind a tower again. She swings, she strikes, and she shines. Rapunzel walks the realms as both light and lantern, guiding others toward the stories they deserve. In her presence, even shadows soften. And so, our first whispers in the Lorcana Inkbound realm come to a close. Tonight, we walked alongside courage with Pongo, echoed destiny with Simba, stood tall with the wardrobe, uncovered truth beneath illusion with Prince Ali, danced with time through Merlin, and found healing in the light of Rapunzel. But the ink still moves, and many glimmers remain. Which glimmer whispered to you the loudest? Was it the roar of a lion, the wisdom of a wizard, the warmth of a healer? Comment your favorite character below. Share this whisper tale with someone who still believes in magic. And don't forget to come back next week for another session in the Inkbound realm, where we'll reveal the darker shadows, the playful minds, and the frozen heart of Elsa, Maleficent's goon, the Mad Hatter, the sleeping grace of Aurora, and many more. Until then, close your book softly, let the ink rest. You are safe.